Wait, first off, let me give you your flowers. This is the hottest podcast out right now.
Nah, don't come in here trying to dictate the pace, baby. Relax. I know niggas like to come to the garden and show out. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hold on. Let me push the rock.
I'll give you your flowers, boy. Like, that just comes from when I picked up the pen. I feel like that it came with the job. Like, you got to be outside. You got to kind of promote your name. You got to be performing. My dad always said, if you start something, you got to finish it. So it's like, this is what I feel like is my passion, my purpose. You feel me? So I'm just walking in there.
It's down bad. Yeah. You ain't bucking, you looking, you heard.
Yes.
Rose up, cause they know what's up. Just know what's us. Got the pulse up, hold up.
Like and subscribe. Hot Water Record Podcast. It's your boy Verge. Hit me when you want to splurge. My guest today needs no introduction, man. Introduce yourself, man.
Yeah. You know what it is. It's Buddy Lofton, Buddy 3 times, Buddy Van Gogh. We here. What's up, Verge?
3 times. Why 3 times?
3 times.
Why 3 times? Why not 2 times? Why not 4 times? Why 3 times?
Back in the day when I first started recording, I had this ad lib. I was like one of my first tracks. I was fucking around, in the basement type shit days. Yeah. I dropped this ad lib. I was just like, buddy, buddy, buddy. And then every time my boy would see me, he would just be like, buddy, buddy, buddy. Like, he would literally say it 3 times. So I'm like, just call me, but just say buddy 3 times and shit. He would literally say. So I just came, and then he locked up right now. So, free the homie. Free the homie. So,
shit.
Word. So,
from then to now?
Yeah. Well,
nigga, you got a long
2013.
career.
Yeah, 2013. He got locked up.
So he got 12 in.
Yeah.
And forever to go?
It's hopefully not, but it's looking like it.
Damn. Free the homie, man.
Free Stoke.
We're not even gonna go there, man.
Word.
Buddy Lofton, listen, man.
What's happening?
We was talking on cam. We're gonna bring it on cam. You said on No Recess, you was having a conversation, a skit. You was having a conversation with Josh Lamont. Shout out to Josh. I got questions.
Wait, first off, let me give you your flowers. This is the hottest podcast out right now.
Nah. Don't come in here trying to dictate the pace, baby. Relax. I know niggas like to come to the garden and show out. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hold on. Let me push the rock.
I'll give you your flowers, boy. My boy do his research.
All that. I can't. It's respect. It's flowers. I gotta get y'all your flowers. You know what I'm saying? If nobody else gonna give it to you, I'm here to. You know what I mean? Show some love. So talk to me about this skit, man. It goes. You say something like, "Yo, you in too deep. You might as well just keep firing. Bro, you the epitome of like, just stay down till you come up. Like,
right.
Talk to me about the journey. Talk to me about, do you ever have days where you say, fuck it, man, let me take a break or anything like that? Or like, what gives you the motivation to say, nah, fuck that, I'm still going to go? Talk to me.
Right. I feel like, the passion is in me. Feel me? Like, I feel like nothing else I do in life as far as like when I show up, like when I'm rapping, I don't nowhere else. You can't get that. I can't get that feeling nowhere else. You feel me? That fulfillment of like when I show up, and when I do what I do, it's like I feel the love. I feel the feedback. I feel like it's my purpose type vibe.
When is the first feeling of that? When do you first start feeling fulfillment? Like when this track is done, when people hear it.
I think. Well, for me personally, it's me when I finish a song or whatever. When I write it, go to the booth, record it, and I'm like, oh. You know what I mean? From it going from thought to the manifestation of it when it goes all right from paper to the studio, and then you're shooting the video and then you're performing it. It's like that whole process is.
So it's the end. It's when you performing it.
It's
the whole ride.
It's the whole ride. It's the whole thing.
It's
the whole
for the thrill of the ride. You're like,
yeah.
I just once you Once you leave the pen, you like, oh, hold on. You still writing on the pen, or you doing the phone?
No, I do the phone.
You on your page you say, yo, young East Coast MC. You're not that young.
Low key the OG.
You've been around for a little while now, baby. You a staple out
low key.
Yo, look, bro. I'm a fan.
Yeah, that's love. That's love.
And I like it's power in people not knowing that behind the scenes, some people have known each other for X amount of years.
Word.
And worked on X amount of things and not just music. You know what I'm saying? Like, been at, I remember we was at an all-white function. I don't even know who function that was. We was at an all-white function. It was somebody's marriage or something.
Yeah.
It might have been homeboy sister or something like that.
Right.
Just that type of tie, that's its power in people. Everybody don't got to know everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody don't got to know
That's
then when you see him, you know what I mean? You feel me?
For real.
But look, talk to me about the process of putting music in certain places. I see you got certain music on SoundCloud. Is it just a journey that takes you from, I'm dropping on SoundCloud these 2 albums right here, and then I'm going to do DTC? Because you one of the pioneers of DTC in Long Island. Like you, my nigga Raymond PSG. Y'all niggas used to be outside with your, shout out to Ray. Y'all niggas used to be outside with your product. Like, yo, cop this. Like, what's up? Good product, too. Good presentation, everything. That's why I cop. I always cop. I'm like, yo, hold on, this shit look good. I still got a beanie.
Yeah, and that's love.
I was gonna wear that shit today. I was like, nah, I'm glazing. I can't do that. Too much glazing. Hold on.
That's love. Which one you probably got? Which one you got? The cold turkey or the no recess?
I got some cold turkey shit, and I got the no recess shit with the 3 stripes, like it's like a neon hat.
Yeah. Okay. Word. Fire. Word. But so wait. Oh yeah, SoundCloud. I haven't really uploaded it, but that was like when it was a SoundCloud days. I was uploading
2016, 2017. You got like 2 albums on there on SoundCloud.
Word.
Your link in your bio is kind of crazy, my man. You still got a MySpace.
I got link. A MySpace link.
I clicked on it. It don't go all the way, but it showed a picture and all. I'm like, yo, this nigga's a wild boy. That's why I said to my man, I said, yo, nah, he a comedian in real life. So
boy.
I'm gonna let him I'm weak. I don't know when he's playing and when he's serious.
I might have. You know why? Because you know how people be like, you get random advice from people. Yo, you should, MySpace coming back. You should upload. So I might have just put a, what I mean? Made it just to be, but I don't think you just reminded me now. I'm like, oh shit, that's funny as hell.
It don't like show like a bunch of shit, but it's there to click on, and then they got your profile.
Say you outside.
You sitting there like, Yo, I used to have an argument with my boy, man, my nigga Bogart. Shout out to Bogart. And he used to say, yo, yeah, I'm a staple in music out here. And my reference for him to prove him wrong was like, yo, it's a nigga like, you can't say you're a staple when it's a nigga like Buddy Lofton, who niggas know from Nassau to Suffolk. Like, niggas know you from on the whole Long Island. I seen you, because I'm outside. You know I'm outside. Yeah. So I seen you like, this nigga out west, he out east, he in the city. Like, talk to me about being that dynamic. Like, where does that come from?
It's just coming from, I guess, like, we come from that era, like, you know what I mean, like the rollout and all that stuff. So I feel like, that just comes from when I picked up the pen. I feel like that it came with the job. Like, you got to be outside. You got to kind of promote your name. You got to be performing. Like, one of my first shows, I was probably horrible. Like, because I got too drunk. I was nervous and shit. I was nervous. I was fucking up.
You don't do that these days, though.
Nah. So it's just, but I needed that because that was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, nah. And then it just made me better from that. Like, it just was like, nah, I know I can do this. So you
really had a show, you showed up and you got too wasted.
It was like my first show, literally my first show. I was fucking up. Like, I was slurring my shit, my words. But
and then what? How do you go home feeling that night? Like what happens?
I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I mean, I did enough like to be okay, but it was like for me, I'm like, I know, because I feel like when you first start performing, you wanna perform it exactly how you recorded it. But it's like that's not what they there for. It's like it's a live performance, so you gotta as long as you're entertaining the crowd.
Like and subscribe.
That's what the job is really. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't have to record it exactly. You don't have to perform it exactly how you recorded it. Right. It's actually and even like you see all the unplugs, like all the live versions is different. You know what I mean? Than the recordings. They're always a little. So I had to learn that from like, I used to beat myself up, but like, damn, I ain't do it exactly how. But it's like, nah, it's like,
what's a good?
It's
set?
A new life.
How many songs is a good set? You feel like because it's a layer question because I seen you come to the performance and do one song and you killed it.
Yeah, love.
And I seen you do 3 songs and you killed it. So what goes into what performance am I gonna? Is it just the timing or like what goes into that thought process?
Well, right now I've been performing Polished a lot because I love Polished is like the latest joint I dropped, my recent year. So I love that, performing that. So I've been performing that set, like a good like 4 or 5 songs off of that project for a good like 6 months. You know what I mean? Almost for like a year, like because I just love how different it is in any realm. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's very laid back. Like
a pocket of it.
Yeah.
It's a zone. What I'm saying is, how do you decide? I want to do one song or I want to do this.
Oh, okay. Well, the one song was like we had to pick one. And I think "Wonderful Day" is a perfect song for me right now. Like I think it embodies everything that I like. Yeah, that I'm kind of like. If this one, you know what I mean. If you see me one time and you see that song, it kind of
that's a good look. That's a good
look. You can get what I'm.
You get a good dose, but I wouldn't say it's.
It's not everything. It's not everything, but I feel like
that's a good dose.
That's like a good, like, you know, you get the bars, you get a little singing, you get a little bit of your.
What do you rather? You rather perform one song or do like a set?
I like to do a set. I like you know, whatever the environment calls for. But I like recently I did an hour set. I ain't gonna lie, like I did a whole hour. I was like,
an hour set like?
Yeah. I did a whole hour.
You really got to interact with the crowd in an hour.
Word. Yeah. Shout to shout to Acoustic Collective. We they had booked me to do a set hour set, and it's basically like it was like unplugged. It was like an unplugged type of feel. So what I was just doing was like performing. I performed like the polished joints, some no recess joints, and then I performed some unreleased joints. I performed some stuff that was like, it was like a verse and a hook, and it was just like no, you know what I mean? No, right, so it was because it was intimate. It was like an intimate vibe.
Music ain't got no
format, right. Man. So I was just really introducing each song and just really trying to just really relate to the crowd and like, you know, just kind of set the vibe. But it was dope. Like at the end, I was working. Like I was like, yo, I worked for like, I just did that, like, because there's no remembering. Yeah, and I don't perform with like vocals. You know what I mean?
I was about to ask you the question, like, why don't you use a backup track? Is it you look at that as like that's a crutch, or like what's?
Well, you know what? I used to do it because, you know, when you coming up and performing in these like janky shits, like the sound system is trash. So it's like sometimes you do perform. I used to perform with the regular song, but what made me change? I was just like, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Just Wise. My boy had a show and he was doing that shit straight off the with no vocals or whatever. Like, so I'm like, oh wow, that's fire. And you get it, like I said, you get, it's more intimate. You get more, it's a live performance, so you get to see me live, like really rapping these shits like word for word. So, and then I use it for the hook. I'll put the backing tracks for the
like
hook.
a TV track.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I like to for you to be able to hear me. Like,
it's different. It's different. It's definitely a different vibe. I mean, I've done them both.
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on the energy of the track too, because like some shit you need.
Some shit you kind of, if you don't have the 50 niggas behind you to get that feel, you need the backtrack. Yeah, and people can tell when you know the words and you don't. That's my rule of thumb always. Is like, if I could tell you know your verse, I don't mind you having the track. But if I see you stumbling, I'm like, damn, you need it. Like, it's like it's like training wheels. Like, okay. You're not prepared. You know what I mean? Like, you're prepared for the show.
Right.
So that's how anytime I look at performance, I gauge them off that. I gauge them off like, how much enunciation I can grasp, and if I can tell you can't prepare. You know what I mean? Like, I can tell, like, nah, he know that shit word for word. You know what I mean? Like, he not skipping he's catching the vibe. You feel me? Like, you can tell when somebody in their bag and they catching the vibe. Like, we did the Jim's Lounge joint. And I was looking at the footage, and I'm like, it's funny. My son, he edited it in there. He put it in the my performance. And I'm looking at the reactions in the background. I'm like, damn, those kids was young. They was like 18, 19. They in the back like, hey, it's a beautiful day. I said, oh, they was catching a vibe in there.
Word.
And that's got to be part of the fulfillment.
Yeah,
you was talking about that keeps you going. But again, time. Talk to me about the longevity. How do you stay fresh?
I think, like I said, I feel like once I decided to really do this, like it was like, this is what I'm like. My dad always said, if you start something, you got to finish it. So it's like, this is what what I chose to do. This is what I feel like is my passion, my purpose. You feel me? So I'm just walking in that, and I feel like every day, like, I mean, I do have days when I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? But right now, pause. It's like, it's just what I want to do. I want to it's like my legacy. You feel me? It's like. It's everything right now. So it's like, like I said, and like I said, anywhere else I don't show up to work, and it's not, I don't get that reception when I show, you know what I mean? If you show it, so it's like, I know, you know what I mean? Like, out of everything I did, as far as like, you know, in life, as far as like, you know what I mean, showing up, not that this is like the only thing I can do, but it's like, this is what, you know what I mean? That remind, and there's things along the way that'll just remind me. I'll just get things that, you know what I mean? Like, that'll just remind me, like, oh yeah, this is the right, you know, path and shit.
Talk to me about the big screen, man. You've always had an affinity with. Does your DM get flooded with opportunities, or you go looking for these opportunities? Because I see you Even just recently, I seen you do what seemed like a DV abuse.
Yeah,
commercial. It was like a nasty DV abuse commercial. I said, "Oh, nah, he in his bag. This is good. This is acting right here, baby. Right. Like anybody can act like, you know what I mean? This is you putting on the show,
right? Shout to Jessica. Shout to Jessica. Yeah. So acting, I not like I'm a movie head. Like I feel like we all grew. I feel like we raised by TV a little. You know what I mean? Or great movies like we. So that, a lot of that is in me. Like I just always had a great respect for like film and like I just like movies that kind of.
But do you go looking for the opportunity, or do people come?
It's a little bit of both. Like I think people
they know.
And a lot of my videos is kind of cinematic. I always kind of try to put a little like you know what I mean.
Like and subscribe.
And like so, I think it's that, and then I'll meet people that do like film, like or Jessica. She's like a poet. The most recent one was Temporary Lovers, right? She reached out and she's a poet, so she's putting together this trailer for her poetry book
like
about
a slam poetry type of vibe.
Where about right. So and she had this script. And she was like, "Yo, I'm doing this. Can you play the boyfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah, word. I'm down." And,
never turn that fade down. That's like a freestyle. That's what you right. You don't turn down freestyles and acting slots. You're like, nah, man. I'm just what I do.
No.
That's my bag.
So I really do. I do respect acting. I love acting. I think what's crazy. I think people that act are more realer than rappers. You feel me? Yeah. Because you gotta be vulnerable to be an actor. You feel me? Like you gotta. You know,
if you had to choose one and have the highest peak of success in it, which way would you go? Because it looked like you really like doing, and I would even throw comedy in there. I would throw those three ninjas and say, what road would you like to go down, and there's gonna be light at the end of this one.
Yeah, you know what? Like that's like low key. I would want to do all like I want to be like that Jamie Foxx, like that childish Gambino type of. If I had to choose one, I think. I want to say rap, but I feel like rap is like, you know what I mean? It's like you can only do it for like, I mean, you can do it forever. I mean, there's no rules nowadays, you feel me? But I feel like you could act, you know what I mean? You could act till you're 80, like Robert De Niro playing dual roles. He about to play 2 roles and he's like 86.
But I would say that's because of how people
perceive the rap.
Receive you in that way, because Jay-Z dropped an album today. He 50-something years old. I'm going to listen to it.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but that's not the majority. That's not the rest of the field. The rest of the field, niggas looking at you like, yo, come on, son.
Yeah.
But do you ever feel like you, because it's risky to do all the things you do. You do a lot of comedy. You do a lot of acting.
Right.
And like, not just, like you said, not just, the trailer to my video. Like real pieces where sometimes you got to be vulnerable. You got to play a character that's like, I played something with you. We did the joint where you was like getting people would push you around all day with the COVID, with the no mask, no entry.
Oh yeah, there was like you can't come in. Yeah,
that's not like a thugged out role. Like that's not a favorable light. You know what I'm saying? So like, do you ever feel like, damn, this is too much of a risk? I can't. This is gonna take away from the music or my image.
I mean, I feel like I know. I'm aware of that, but at the end of the day, it's like this is like. It's something that I want to prove to myself too. Like, can I do this shit? Like, blah blah blah. Like, let me see. Like, blah blah. And I don't have an ego. Like, I feel like even my name, Buddy Lofton, I wanted it to be kind of ambiguous. Like, what is like? It's just like I seen that shit in like, it's like the old school days, like the lounge singer that just like the Buddy Loft. We got Buddy Loft, like in that fancy restaurant, and it's like I want to be like that. It's like that. I still like that old school entertainment.
The great Gatsby ass.
Right. You gonna see?
You at a mask in ballroom, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Right.
Nigga, you from Brentwood, nigga.
You from Brentwood?
Supposed to be here like, nigga.
Right. Nah,
but even in your music, it shows in your music. Like you've never been afraid to step out of the box or. Like you, it's almost. I'm gonna pull a big bag out big word out the bag. Eclectic vibe when you listen to Buddy Loft.
Perfect.
If you've listened over the years, you done caught them on several different vibes.
Yeah.
And you don't be afraid to. Some people just stay where they at.
Right.
In a little pocket. They like, yo, people like this. I'm gonna do this. How do you say to yourself, yo, I just spit these freestyles, these hot 16s, and then you come over here and you're doing sing-songy 808 shit. You don't be feeling like, yo, hold on, I'm going too far?
Nah, you know what? Cause that's really me. Like I think I'm a product, like my music is a representation of me. So it's like I'm not this nigga that's like hard all day or like pause. Like I'm not this like pause. Hey yo. You didn't even catch it.
Horny nigga. I'm not this extra horny nigga.
Like I'm not like, you know what I mean? Everybody, we go through moods and changes, so it's like I want to reflect that in the music. So I'm not, and like I said, I just wanted to I want to almost like have my own genre of music. Like if you need, like if you want to hear some R&B shit, or if you want to hear some real hard music, rap, lyrical, all you know what I mean? Whatever, I want to have that array for you to kind of choose from. But even like I know Kanye not the best example to use right now.
He's not
the hottest example to use right now. But the way he did like the graduation, like and then he went to 808s and Heartbreak, like he split it up. And it, like, you know what's crazy? And then he did the Yeezus or whatever. Like all those different sounds was on like different pockets, but he put it on one album. It wasn't like he was like spreading it. So it's easier to digest that way, I feel like, because people do kind of look at you and be like, wait. And that's the thing. I don't know how people, the perception or whatever. I just do what I do as far as like what moves me and what you know what I mean. So, but like like I think the way he splits it up is a great example of like the way the different vibes, or like the 808s and Heartbreaks, like blah blah blah. So that's what I'm still trying to like, even because I still got like I got a couple projects planned this year and shit. So I'm like that's kind of one of the
more theme music.
Yeah. Shout out to Josh.
Yo, this is like your Death Row signee, or like how come I don't see nobody else work with him, but you get all the fire? So even
Josh do a thing. Josh work with a lot of he worked with a lot of artists and shit. Like he sells beats and stuff.
But you get
like
the best
that.
beats.
You
get the first call. You on the first call?
I get the first.
I'm on. Yo, I got one.
You know what?
He in the war room. He like, yo, I got one.
You know what? Because Josh is like, he was like. Pause, like he matched my energy in this in the creative way. When I always used to tell the story when I first met him. He had a backpack with his beat CDs in it. And he was just like, yo, boom, boom, you don't, blah, blah, blah. And like I just liked the way he moved, and his like with him, why we get along so good, because it's just like we just work. Like all the other shit, like it's like we'll catch up. You know what I mean? We'll talk. We'll get in the booth and we'll have like a 4-hour session. We'll spend like an hour and a half just talking, just chopping it up, catching up, blah blah blah, and then we'll get to work. So it's like when me and him, we always click because he moved the way I moved. Like we just outside like promoting. I had merch, he had merch, like da da da. And then I brought some beats from him, and then I had put out this project Cold Turkey, and he did like 6 of the beats on there.
Hold on, park right there. Cold Turkey. This is a bone I had to pick with you for years. I never really. It wasn't it's not a huge issue, but. I'm a podcaster now, so I get to ask these type of questions. How you had an album called Cold Turkey, but you ain't stopped nothing on the album? Like you ain't get off no drugs. You ain't like talk to me about like why it was called Cold Turkey. Like the turkey was fire. Nigga had like and subscribe at Tim's and all of that. The turkey, the image was good. But talk to me about like you ain't stopped nothing. Like what you?
So like my first mixtape was Under the Influence. Like there's a mixtape that's not really on streaming. It's like the first joint was Under the Influence, and I feel like that was like my first project. So I had a lot of I was drinking and blah blah blah, and I feel like I had a lot of people around me that
at the time of Under the Influence.
Yeah, at the time of Under the Influence.
So
Cold Turkey was like a separation.
The cleanup already happened.
And then it's even musically. Like I feel like when I first came out, I was trying to rap like. Yeah. Every verse was like, and then Cold Turkey was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna still rap, but I need hooks now. Like I want to put some hooks together. I want to make some music. So Cold Turkey was that where I'm like, all right, it's that process from like stepping away from, you know what I mean? And like just a new beginning kind of. So
so that was, but you didn't break bread with the audience. That was a personal.
That was I think
the music didn't so much.
And then you're right.
That's why I'm asking. I'm like, how you got a cold turkey?
Cold turkey. And it wasn't about like drugs and shit. Okay.
You telling a story now? You know what I mean? Like this, like some inside edition shit where you telling us now, like, oh, so Under the Influence, I was really under the influence, and then the inspiration for Cold Turkey was
like
the process after that.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was the process, like the recording process, and
what's your favorite pocket? When you rapping, what's your favorite pocket to rapping?
What you mean,
like you like doing features, talking about struggle, the uplift music? Like, what's your favorite pocket?
Recently
storytelling.
Yeah, recently I feel like recently I want to. It's like just purposeful music, like music that it's real, you know, and that's why I fuck with your music too, because I feel like even your set was the fucking fire, like the night that we did. It's just like you know yourself, it's like you could tell that, you and like you know, and it's like, and that's what it is. Like I love that, like that realness. Like a lot of niggas, it's like the real niggas don't gotta be rah rah. It's like, it's just you know what I mean? But if you look at our history, it'll be like, oh shit, like what the fuck? I ain't know you went through the you know what I mean? So, but I love, I just love that. I forgot the question, but I just.
I asked what your favorite pocket was.
Oh, the pocket. But yeah, I just love the making meaningful music, like where I feel like I could help somebody, or like somebody in that gym, like cooking up. Like,
but the funny thing about that I learned over the years is that it's not on you to know what song is gonna do that for such
right.
People hit me with certain shit. I'll be like, that's what you like. You like you took like, and that person like that's what always what be fucking my head up is when I be seeing people who like, damn, you like that bar, like I would have mistook you for another bar, like when I'm intentionally writing for you. You don't give me nothing. I don't get no, you know what I mean? No pop. I don't get no reaction out of you. But when it's something that I'm like, man, fuck these niggas. Right, whatever, you know what I mean? That's why you just gotta do you. You gotta keep doing you. You gotta be out here like, man, listen.
Where you know, and then people hit you, I like that ad lib, but then like,
like what, you just
like what?
You was in there on some, like what? I'm having fun. I'm just doing me. That's but that come with the experience, man, and that's what a lot of these niggas don't know about it because they not out here banging, man. You been out here banging for a long time, kid.
Right.
Long time. Talk to me about this comedy, man. I seen you doing a lot of comedy skits. You really you talk to me about Uncle Earl, man. Let's start with Uncle Earl, and then we're gonna go
I was gonna say, you know, you and my uncle got the realest podcast is out, like as far as like Uncle Earl or whatever. My uncle he tripping, but nah, I'm just joking, but nah like
you know, in your Joker bag, you in your Heath Ledger bag right now. Go ahead.
So like the Uncle Earl, the comedy. Well, all right, so boom, the comedy. I always
puff it.
I never like I said, I've always been a movie head. I love comedy. Like my my family's funny and shit. Like my mom, like my dad is funny. My sister's funny. Like it's just I grew up in like that kind of like we appreciate, you know what I mean, in comedy and stuff like that. So that always just been a way. And I feel like comedy's the realest. Like I feel like stand-up people are like the realest people that they really dissect. The shit in
definitely
a way.
The deepest stories. A lot of the deepest
you know what
stories,
I mean?
A lot of the deepest backstories come from comedy. A lot of those comedians been through a lot of shit. A lot of
and they can analyze what's going on and kind of deliver it in a way where it's like, oh, like
it don't hurt.
It don't hurt, and it's like it's a new way, like almost like, you know, it's their perspective on it. So it's like a Chris Rock is like he. You know, whatever he went through, but like as far as like his comedy, the way he,
nigga, that's what he went through.
Nigga got slapped.
Nigga got slapped.
That nigga said, "Oh,"
held it down too. He looked the other way, like, yo, you know what? That wasn't so bad. You heard? Yo, would you be able to take that as a comedian?
Hell no.
So if I walked on the stage, slap you, we gotta get it over. We gotta shake on the stage. You just gotta shake. What was it? The Oscars? The Oscars is over. Damn, son, that's crazy.
Nah, but like,
how would you deal with a heckler? Like, how would you deal with? You had a heckler before? You did a stand-up,
No.
right?
So like, with comedy, like I said, comedy. I had a show recent, like last year. It was my boy Matt Scribble. He does this show. It's called Rap Roulette in the city, like Soho Playhouse. And like he has a musician host, and he has a lot of he's a comedian, so he has a lot of comics show up. So what he does is like he'll have the rapper do comedy, and the comedians have to rap. Like you get your name picked out of a hat. 2 minutes you got to do stand up, or like 2 minutes you got to rap.
That's fire.
Word, fire. So I had like headlined it, and I had to do that. So I had to do the comedy shit, and I did it, and I was like, oh shit, this shit's fire. Like
it's a bag.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this shit fire, and like
it's
the rawest like form of comedy like that. I mean, comedy is like stand up is wild, like. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, if your shit is trash immediately. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know if it's trash.
Right away, what's the first indication of, yo, my shit is dirt?
Like,
what's the first indicator? The crowd?
Because, the crowd, if they not laugh. Like, you know,
what if they engaged in your storytelling, but they not reacting? You could see, like,
but
it's with me, but
that's the thing, too, with just being and doing music or comedy. Everything, it's its own, like, writing comedy is its own bag. There's people that just write comedy. Yeah. So writing comedy, then performing it, there's to like you have to have multiple bags, and you have to be elite in each bag to really make everything come together. Especially with music, like you got to write the shit, you got to perform the shit, then you got to
remember how you wrote it.
You got to remember, you know what I mean? You got to, you know what I mean? So it's like you got to have a bunch of bags to be, crazy. You know what I mean, and make everything come together. And you're doing it by yourself, and it's just all thought. So it's like. That's why the satisfaction is great when it comes together and everything, and it's like, oh shit, like they fucking with that, like that's like, confirmation, more confirmation. That's like, oh okay, like boom, boom, boom. But like comedy, that shit, it was like, it's, and it builds up your bags, it builds up the just being personable, just talking to the crowd, being more comfortable, just, you know what I mean. So
I feel like you've been letting it reflect more in your music and in your performances.
Like and subscribe.
Once you got into it, and not that you wasn't good at making musical performances, but once you got into your comedy bag, I start hearing it sprinkle more in the music. You saying certain shit like Larry the Promoter. Let's talk about Larry the Promoter, and let's talk about real life Larry the Promoters. people who in the way or they hindering, like
Nah, cause like you said, like I said, like we've been doing this shit, and then it's like you go through the process of, because when you first come in, you think, somebody's just gonna spot me out, You're falling for all those. You know what I mean? We're gonna have this nigga here and he never show up and this and that. You're paying like da. So like, I never really fell into that crazy, but I've been duped. I've been duped before.
You gotta. It ain't gotta happen but one time before you.
Right. Yeah, like exactly. You know, but I remember like my boy paid some wild amount of money and they put him on like early. Like people was walking in, it was like and it was like, damn, and you paid how much for that slot? And it's like, it just seeing that shit, and just it was kind of like almost like a warning to other artists like that's listening, like these are the people that you might run into, and like you got to be more aware.
What about the video niggas that be like holding shit hostage or
shit,
they do bad work? Like what? Like how? Talk to me about being an adult and having the patience to deal with somebody who's not acting like an adult with your product.
Yeah. I've been
with your brainchild.
Right. I've dealt with that since the beginning. Like the first video, like the first videographer I worked with, we were supposed to do 5 joints. He was like, "Yo, let's do 5 joints. I'm trying to build my name up. I fuck with your music. Let's record 5 videos, and then we'll drop them after." So then we did literally 1 video, and I had a song called we did 1 video. I had a song called Holy Water, whatever. So I came up with the concept. It was like apocalyptic.
You did the treatment.
I did the treatment. I did everything. I did everything. Like I came up with like, it was like apocalyptic type of vibe where it was like there was no more water in the world. Everybody just had to drink liquor.
It was on your Book of Eli shit.
Yeah, it was like Book of Eli shit. And then I had like casted everybody, and I had the locations.
You did all the
found the location. Yeah, I found it. So then he shot the video, and then he puts it out like 2 weeks later. And I'm like, but without telling me, he just dropped it. And I'm like,
no review, no consultation, nothing.
Yeah, he just dropped it. And
ready.
I'm like,
dinner's ready.
Right. And I'm like, yo, what happened to I thought we was doing 5. And he was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, this shit was so fire. Like, And then me being my first video, I'm like, I'm kind of annoyed, but I'm like, this is kind of dope because it's going up. Like, the numbers is going up.
Not enough is said about that space of being like, damn, it's not bad.
Right.
This ain't what I wanted.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the way.
Yeah, this wasn't the way I wanted this to go, but like.
But it's like, all right.
It's called rolling with the punches.
Yeah, but then as I'm doing, and then like, as it's going up, it started going up. Like, it was like, especially when it dropped. So he ended up like, I wanted it to put it on my page. He put it on his page, right? So I put it. I was like, let me.
Political.
Right, the political.
Thank God for Instagram doing collab posts now.
Right.
You can just like, yo, you don't even have to worry about who posted. It's like it's going on my page anyway.
Right. It was just all that stuff. It was like I said, it was my first time dealing with that type of stuff, and I wasn't really thinking about all that beforehand, which was like, it's a learning process.
Yeah, but that's the game.
Yeah,
you see that as an obstacle until you ran into it. Then you're
exactly.
Like, damn, this will come with it.
Yeah, so it's like and then it went to the part where, and that's what fucking sucks though, because it's like working with like being an artist and then like even invite. I got the showcase, invite only. I don't want to call it a showcase. It's a vibe, right? Mm-hmm. It's like this.
That's a good way to go because words is powerful. That's
right.
a good way to go when you clean shit up like
that. Facts.
Like,
it's a vibe. Like it's really like I just want it to be an elite. Just elites only. Like when I'm saying invite only, it's like I'm only inviting like
everybody don't need people. To come.
Exactly. It's that, and it's like I don't want ego shit. Like I want people that really love rap and want to just show up and like you got a place to rap and it's like
put on the show.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like come through. So it's like I want that. Like and that's gonna and that whole invite only is what I'm trying to like bring like for the island because I feel like we don't have. Like, I feel like Long Island's segregated, right? It's like, it's either very, you know what I mean? It's all white or it's either mad hood. It's not really a mix of like, you know what I mean?
People try to do it, but somehow, some way, it always goes south.
A little south.
The milk always spoil, you know what I mean?
Right. Not going, but it's like, I want to create a place where, you know what I mean, we could have, you know what I mean? Like one of my first shows, I had Jay Sos on, and then I had, shout out Deja, she's like,
two different vibes.
Yeah, two different vibes. She's like a guitarist. She sings. She's dope. He's like a hood. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it's like I want to bring that element together where it's just like I want to bring like when you come there, it's like that was an experience. Like I never really seen that. Like I never felt that. So and it's like the spot is fire. It's like a speakeasy. It's fire. So like I just
go along with that little 1920s.
Yeah, you said the Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby vibe. You trying to be on that shit go right up your alley.
This nigga was calling me the Dos Equis. My nigga Sos. He's like the Dos Equis nigga. He's like
the Dos Equis, the most interesting man in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but nah, it's like that's like I just wanna that's like that's like my brand. Like I want you to be like, what the fuck is going on over there? Like I see what everybody's running to, and this is the wave and the trends.
Right.
But I'm like, what is this nigga doing over here? Like this nigga's, you know what I mean? That's like me. Like I just wanna. I'm moving at my own pace. I'm building my own little world, and I want to, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get you
the 3 times
excited about it. Pause. Yeah, I want to.
Excited about it. It's crazy.
Where?
Wildin'. You putting up historical numbers. Yeah. You putting up historical numbers. Yeah, man. We need somebody to break the record. You know what I mean? Hey, I see you got the Polished one of one merch on today, man. You got merch for sale for Polished, or what we doing? Every album is merch is necessary?
Yeah. You know why? Because I feel like as artists, especially independent, like you gotta eat a lot. Like you gotta
talk about it. Talk about it. The DTC thing. I know I made more money on that one album than my whole career.
Right, exactly.
I put niggas on, niggas don't listen, but you know, everybody can't do it too.
Word, and that's what like. And it's like, you know, you gotta pay for everything. You gotta pay for studio. You gotta pay everybody. You gotta pay everybody.
Listen, I gotta buy bigger baggies, man.
Right.
Like,
and then it's like, and they just you paying your dues. It's like, nah, you gotta. That shit is.
You charging for features. I see you post that a couple times over the years. Yo, I'm doing
of course,
features right now. You know what I mean?
Word.
How much is a buddy feature right now?
It depends. Like I'll work with you. You know what I mean? Like it's but I've ranged like.
Like and subscribe.
Right, I ain't gonna go too crazy. Like
just a couple dollars.
It would be fine. No, like it ranged from like 500 to like you know what I mean? I don't want to get. Let me not even say that because I don't want niggas.
Yo,
like,
chop that out.
Like nigga, this nigga.
Hey, chop that
this
out.
This nigga charged me. So nigga gonna be mad. Like
nigga like yo, you charged me $1,500.
But nah, it ranges. Like it depends. You know what I mean? I'll do like I said. I have right now. Like I have a deal going on for the. You know what I mean? It's like. Like I work with the artist, I work more of like your talent. You know what I mean? If I really,
you don't feel like that waters you down, like just being too. Everybody got a buddy. Anybody could get a buddy.
I look at it like work. Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's like it's work. Like it's like we gonna like there's days that you but I think this is the job that I want to do. So it's like I don't mind like doing a feature or like, especially if you're talented. Like I'm not gonna just work with anybody like just saying whatever. Like, but if yeah, it's like like I said, this is what we do. Like this is our job. So it's like when we work, yeah, we're charging services like anybody else. Like when you go to the studio, you got to pay to do. So it's like, yeah, so it's like and I feel like, and that's the thing. I feel like I've done the work and I deserve like not you know what I mean. This is what we do. Like I feel like we're doctors in this shit. Like you know what I mean. Like a doctor go to school for a certain amount of time. We've been doing this for a certain amount of time. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to fight for that respect as far as like for, because it's a lot of silly shit, just like a lot of a lot of like it's like a lot of it feels like anybody could just jump in and let me try this rap stuff.
Same thing with podcasts, same thing with everything.
Right. So it's like
photography, everybody just.
I want to separate that of like if you know what I mean, because what I'm giving you is quality at the same time. It's like I'm not just giving you numbers like just to you know what I mean, but it's like I'm giving you something, and it's like I'm most of the time I'm not giving you the real price that I really want to charge. It's like I'm kind of like working with you know what I mean with But like I said, we've been doing this. We doctors in this game, so it's like it's the same respect I want. Like when I'm in the booth, when you and then when you come to me, you'll get the results. You feel me? Because you know what I mean. There's a like I said, we put in work. We have
the metrics is there, man.
national. Yeah, we have the you know what I mean acknowledgement from I mean those the people that's really doing it, the elites. Like you know what I mean. Like you said, we were running. Everybody that's really doing it knows each other somehow.
Yeah, somehow, some way. You know
like
New
York is like
you know
New York.
The names. It ain't that
right.
It's a lot of people, but ain't a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Right.
You outside, so, you know, man.
Word.
2025, man. What's on the agenda for Buddy Lofton, man? Mr. 3 times.
Word. No Recess 2. Shout out to Josh Lamont.
Okay.
We cooking up. We working on that. I want to put out. I'm working with someone. Shout out my guy Ghostblade, Oni the Ghost. He another producer that's amazing. I don't know if you know Oni. You know Oni. He used to run with like Chad and Ming Bison
possibly,
and them.
Yeah, possibly. Shout out to him.
He's fire. Yeah, you love his beats and shit. So I'm working with something with him. I got some singles that I'm planning, visuals, and then I'm doing an invite only. I'm trying to do that monthly. You know, we're gonna do that monthly.
More of those. You doing those periodically?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it monthly because, like I said, I the first one was it went well. Shout out to Kusa Collective. It's a collab.
Yeah, shout out to her. I was supposed to pull up. She had invited me to a spot, but it was like short notice. I couldn't make it. I was trying to go. It was like the first one they did. It was like an invitation.
Oh yeah, it was like a creative,
like a long paragraph. Like I'm doing a creatives network.
Yeah, because you just want like they love music and they just want people to just come.
You can tell when people they just want you to vibe. Like
right,
come in and just vibe. Like you
right.
never know what's gonna spark in here. We can start the next Microsoft in here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Too many great minds get alike. It's over.
For real. You know so it's like I want to do that, and I want to do a little bit more acting and stuff, more projects. I mean,
I see you got the 3 cuts in your eyebrows trying to wild out. So, you know what I mean? You definitely getting on camera. You ready to get on camera at all times? You ready to spit freestyles? We still doing freestyles in 2025?
Yeah. I never was crazy about the freestyle. Like, I feel like you know what I mean. Like I said, when you first start, you got to do everything.
Yeah.
But honestly, freestyles like it's its own pocket. You can just do freestyles and go crazy.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? So. I really I definitely want to do more like those like more like visual. Like I always wanted to do like those weekly challenges. Like let me do a freestyle a week.
I got too much.
Let me do that. I know. But I want to I never tried it, and I was like, I want to try it.
I just had a guy. We about to drop one next week where he did a series like that. He did something Fridays. I forget.
Yeah, I respect it. But
Fridays or something like that.
No, I respect it.
Yeah, man. That's dope. That's dope.
Well,
listen, man, we're gonna take up too much of your time. We here for a good time, not a long time.
My guy.
We got time in, you know what I'm saying, in more ways than one pause. We're going to leave some crumbs for the next one because you definitely got to pull back up. Let us know what's going on with you, you know what I mean?
Love.
Yeah, man. Anybody you want to shout out? Free the guys.
Yeah, I mean, invite only February 22nd. I don't know when it's dropping.
Oh, you talking about
the show, nigga.
My nigga. Oh, no.
No. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
You talking about Mills.
No. Invite only is the name of the vibe. Yeah, at February 22nd.
Now, you know what it is? I think that's his producer name.
Right. I remember seeing like invite only.
I remember like the 2 X's.
But he raps still or.
I don't know what he doing these days. You know what I mean? Some niggas you come outside when you come outside. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. But that's I'm just doing that like
by the time this shit dropped, we tore the stage already. You know what I mean?
Okay, fine. Yeah, so
because this shit's like 2 weeks. 2 weeks away. That's just like around the same time.
Right around the corner.
Might be back to
back
next
week. Right around the corner.
Back in here, man. You know what I mean? This is what we do. Entertainment.
Yeah. Nah, but that's it, man. I'm gonna be outside. Like I said, I'm building that and working on some projects and just doing it. More merch.
Yeah.
Fucking Yeah, more freestyle.
Always merch. Just hit the DM. Just
more ideas, man. More
just
content.
Bring the money.
Yeah.
Just bring the money. Everything else is there. We got it. It's there.
Deals on the features, you know what I mean?
Shit, bring the bread. Bring the bag. That's the only thing missing. Niggas is polished, man. Hey, man. Kaputs, man. Wrap it up, man. Kaputs.
Spotify, title, go stream that RP. Sean J, Greg Rich, Saeed. I'm so Brentwood, you ready? Yeah. Look, I'm so L.I., I ain't hear the original song. To keep it G, I really did this for one of my dogs. I'm so L.I., don't wonder where the hell I be. Got off a red eye, I'm whipping down the L.I.E. And I'ma ride for the L.I. streets. I never lied and said best I still do it B.I.G. I'm from a town that they scared to rep. And still I put it on my back like I'm doing sets. Run it till I'm out of breath. They pulling up to get upset.
Like and subscribe!
Don't ever need to blink, I be dropping gems. See, I could take your base shore, have your dead parking B wood, and we don't ever need GPS. And we could always go the war route. I take them all out. Monsters turn your crib to the horror house. You never know what be in store now. Thought I had my path marked, walking down 5th, just bizarre now. Straight out of Brentwood, streets taught like a textbook. Never seen success, but we could tell you how death look. Cops treat the kids like the next crooks. Life get hard and they just point with the rocket. It's like Westbrook, so we could rock him with Todd Smith. My uncle keep the biscuit, he got no reason to block shit. And me and Josh lit, I popped the trunk and made a profit. It's a rap here, get a bond at the island. That's my shit, I'm being honest, I got it 3 times with it. No recess in stores now, go cop that. I'm so Brentwood. Yeah.